Today we are going over some of the most hated skins in Fortnite, and since there are over 1000 skins in the game, there are going to be some bad ones out of those, and a lot of these skins have received a lot of hate by the community, so make sure to watch to the end because some of these may surprise you. And what's the most hated skin? Well, we're going to find out. Before we get into it though, make sure to subscribe for more of these types of videos. As always, it is free and you can always change your mind. But let's get into this first skin on the list. So first up here we have got potentially one of the worst skins in the game, and this is the Sterling skin, and this costs 1500 V-Bucks, and people just don't like the skin, the outfit, the hair, the overall design of the skin isn't really too good, and a lot of people do consider it to be one of the ugliest skins in the game. The colours of the outfit and just everything about it just doesn't look that good, and it has received a lot of criticism by the Fortnite community as well, and I don't think I've ever seen somebody use this skin in game because I doubt many people probably bought this skin when it did release. It is probably one of the skins in the game that received the least amount of sales when it was in the item shop. And we've also got the Dynamo skin here, and this became the traditional sweat skin right after Mongrel claimed it as his own signature skin, and now a lot of people dislike it because it just became very overused, and the design of the skin isn't exactly the best, and it is potentially one of the most disliked skins in the game because it's just seen as one of the most hated skins because people don't like coming against the Dynamo skins because you know it's either a sweat or somebody trying to be a sweat, so you always hate to see it when you come up against the skin, and it did just become very overused. We've also got the Luxe skin on the list, and this became a very hated skin, not because it is a bad skin. I think it is a really clean skin and the design is very nice, but it received a lot of hate because it was a tier 100 skin, and the standards for tier 100 skins are usually very high. Some of the previous ones we had at the time were the Omega skin, the Ragnarok, the Dire Wolf, the Black Knight, and then we just received a random skin that looks like something you'd see in the item shop for 800 V-Bucks. There's nothing special about this skin. I don't think it's linked in with a storyline at all as well, and it's just a random 200 skin. It just seems like Epic Games were a bit too lazy with designing the 200 skin that season, and it's a good skin, but for 200 it's not the best. We've also got the Rustlord skin, and if you were playing Fortnite during Season 3 then you know how toxic this skin was. When it did release originally in the Season 3 Battle Pass, it instantly became one of the most toxic skins in the game because it was always linked in with the Take the L emote, and it became such a hated skin because of that. And whenever you came up against a Rustlord skin in a build battle, then if they did eliminate you, you're probably going to end up receiving the Take the L emote when you spectate them because they just always did it. It's not really hated as much anymore because nobody really uses it, but when it did originally release, people just did not like this skin. Moving on, we've got the female soccer skin, and this was considered to be the first ever sweaty skin in the game, and people did not like sweats back then because they would always ruin your game when you were trying to get a nice win, and the soccer skins would always just come in the way of that and crank some 90s and then send you back to the lobby. And this was before skill-based matchmaking, so if you were a very bad player or a new player at the time, you could just come up against a very good player using this skin, just sweating on you, cranking, and then you just wouldn't even know what just happened because they're just building so much, they're like 200 pumping you, and then you know it's game over. So because of that, people didn't really like this skin because it was considered very sweaty at the time, and it's not as hated anymore because there are much more sweaty skins, but at the time it was considered to be a very hated skin. And speaking of sweaty skins, we've also got the Aura skin here, and I think everyone knows why this skin became very hated, and it's not even because it's a bad skin. I think when it did first come out it was a very clean skin, and I think a lot of people did like to use it, but eventually it just became so overused and literally everyone has this skin, and it used to be considered one of the sweatiest skins in the game as well. Maybe not as much anymore, but it was definitely at one point, and it just became so overused. Like literally everybody was using the Aura skin whenever you jumped into a game or like an arena game as well. You'd always see at least like 10 people using the Aura skin, and because of that it just became a very hated skin in the game. We've also got the Bendy and Twisty skin here, and I low-key forgot that these skins existed because I've never seen somebody use this skin in a Fortnite game in my entire life, or I can't remember anyway last time I've seen somebody use this skin. And these are very ugly skins, and when they did originally release, a lot of people instantly disliked them because they just weren't very appealing, and like just look at these skins, they're not really going to receive that much love, and obviously not many people use them anymore, or they don't use them at all because I don't think anyone really bought them when they did originally release in the item shop. But again, when these did release, I remember on Fortnite's Twitter people were just replying to the tweets saying like, what is this skin, because it was just ridiculous. And now the final skin on the list, we have got Neymar Jr. And again, just like the Luxe skin, it wasn't hated because it's a bad skin, because I really like the skin and all the other Icon series skins, but this received a lot of hate because it was the secret skin of Chapter 2 Season 6, and it seemed like Fortnite was just doing this for the money with the sponsorship. Instead of having an actual secret skin linked in with a storyline like they used to do, they just added a collab skin and seemed to take their focus off the storyline and just focus on collab skins. So I wouldn't say it's really a hated skin, but there was a lot of disappointment because people were hoping to see a very epic secret skin in the battle pass, but it turns out we're just getting a collab skin with Neymar Jr, which, as I mentioned, I like the skin, but it just did receive a lot of hate at the time. That's the end of the video. Make sure to comment down below if I missed any, and there's a lot more videos on screen here. Make sure to click another one to keep on watching, and I'll see you over there.